sleeves, cross, out, use that push punch setup. So cut Carl in half on my right hip. Again, putting this into my hip, already watch Carl's head, it's moving forward, and now my left knee is in the shoulder. What happens when I take my knee away? It's falling into that space. Foot goes in the hip, and I use inside knee pressure to cut an angle. So I'm looking into his right ear. A lot of your submissions in jiu-jitsu is all about angle. It's very hard to put submissions on people when I'm directly facing them. And not only have I angle, I have an open elbow here, because it's hard for Karen to bring his right elbow back to his body, because it's between my legs. Now from here it becomes the battle of getting this leg over, and I hold on to that sleeve because it stops him holding on to my leg. Now from here, once I come over and I find the elbow and I straighten up and I'm coming up, a common thing Carl can do from here is, even if I'm up here and before I actually finish the omoplata, Carl will roll me end up in this position here, and possibly I'm trying to win the underhook, and it becomes a scramble. Probably the most common escape from the omoplata. I mean, out of the three, when you think of the trinity of the armbar, the triangle, and the omoplata, it's probably the easiest to escape because there's a lot of options for Carl. So the second I come over into this omoplata, now Carl can roll from here, that's one option, just roll, bro. Yeah. Or take a back a step. He can roll from my sit-up position. But what I'm looking for is, what I'm looking for is three things. For Carl to roll, his hips come off the mat. Take it back. His shoulder drops to the mat. Take it back. And he looks over his left shoulder. Those three cues gives me precious seconds before I know he's going to roll. And then I have my counter ready. And our counter is we're going to re-omoplata him again. So the second I get to here, when I take him over, it's all about control of this elbow. You know? Now it becomes the battle of getting this on. The minute Carl rolls, breathe, I just keep that here going. I just keep control of this elbow. Now you see this a lot of beginner level. What happens is, right, I'm going to re-omoplata. I'm going to keep control of this and take it back. Because what's Carl doing? His escape is to retract his elbow, take it back. So you get people that will hold on to this. Alright, two hands to keep that, try to get it back. But now Carl can just re-guard me. Alright, and now it just becomes, it's a nickname, the spaghetti guard. And it just leads into a whole load of inversions that we do not want to deal with. So the second I get to here and I control this with my right hand, all I do is I curl my feet back and I put my hand on the mat. Re-guarding that. That's going to stop that. Now, see the way Carl's still able to get up on the shoulders from there? The second detail is I crush him with my butt. So I hold control of the elbow and I just sit on Carl. And now from there, I'm going to physically back step with my leg, and I'm going to replace my right hand with my right calf and physically come over. Now I sit up, the detail is this time he's flat. So I make the grip under the armpit, takes very little pressure. I don't really even need that tension in the arm because he's flat on his back from now. And you'll find from there Carl's already tapping the lot earlier. Compared to Turtle Bro, this is a bigger battle because he's on his knees, if that makes sense. Now I have to really work on putting tension in his arm to get that. So let's look at that setup again. So to build an omoplata game, we want to have all the answers ready for all the things that they're going to be trying to do. Showing you in future classes other things they can be doing. But you want to be thinking about, for him to roll, one, his hips have to lift off the mat. Two, his shoulder will drop to the mat, and more likely three, he's going to look over the far shoulder. Any of those three cues is giving me seconds that I know he's going to roll, and this gives me ready to re-omoplata him again, rather than just him rolling and then me taking side control, which isn't the worst in the world, but I'd rather be in a submission position. So I have sleeve control. I open my guard, shrimp out, I do the same setup, I cut them in two, put this in my pocket, kick through. Once I get to there, I swat that down. That control of the elbows, everything. Maybe from there, Charles already rolling. The second he rolls, I'm keeping connection with this. Okay? So, once I have this, my hand comes on the mat, and I recurl my legs around. Carl tries to re-guard. Not going to happen.
Now he can't get up on his shoulders, so I sit on his butt. I butt crush him, basically. I sit on him, and then I back step with this leg. Now from there, I replace my right hand with my calf, and I just come to the other side. I'm staying tight. See the way I've got control of that elbow? Now, here, tension in that arm the whole time. Worst omoplata position. No, it's not. Second worst. When he's sitting up, it's the worst. So I've got car flat. See the way I'm keeping this connected to him? And now from there, whisper sweet nothings in the ear. Look at that again. But if I'm not aware of that roll, you're going to lose it straight away. And I went from, well, nearly catching the omoplata to, if I have the counter good, I can do that step over and re-omoplata him again. So once I have my grips, hip out, open guard, put him in two, the punch, pull, set up, car rolls. First thing is I switch, alright, curl my feet back. I don't want him putting me in the guard, and I just put my hand, that stops that. Then I crush him with my butt, then I back step, and then I replace my right hand with my left foot. Immediately I'm still connecting that grip. I want that by find anything under that armpit. Curl this one back. This one comes under. Now I'm staying. Okay. Play with that, guys, yeah? Watch the shoulder.